Retro Racing reports. Orange Show Speedway out of San Bernardino, which is still operating today. It's a great little racetrack. In fact, it's the biggest little racetrack in the world. We have stock car racing from June 20th and the 21st, 1998. Relatively recent for our retro racing reports. There are no results in this program, but there are two driver profiles, let's call them. One from a sportsman driver, the other from a pro stock guy. The first is Roger Brown, and the other is Richard Hooper. Be sure to subscribe. That's the most helpful thing for me on this YouTube deal. And like and share and do all that other business. Car number 03, Sportsman, Roger Brown. Roger Brown is a sportsman driver here at Orange Show Speedway. He's currently in 7th place for the NORA points and 6th place for NASCAR points. Roger got involved with racing like so many other racers, as his dad was a racer. Roger was born right here in San Bernardino and began racing in 1989. He'd heard about the then new Stock Pinto class. Today it's the Stock Pony division. Roger bought his first race car from Rick Becker, and he raced his Pinto from 1989 through 1996. In 96, he made a huge jump from the stocks to the sportsman division. Roger says, the sportsman class is more challenging as far as racing, but it's much more stressful on the budget. I like racing at Orange Show Speedway, but someday I would like to move to a bigger or faster track. Budget problems keep me from that, though. So for right now, Roger is sitting tight at Orange Show Speedway. I asked Roger what he liked best about racing, and he says, it's fun and it's challenging, and each week it's always different. Although Roger is hooked on the sportsman division, his favorite memory belongs to the stock ponies. Yeah, it was a couple of years ago. The Southwest Tour was running. There was a special Pinto race that night, and I won the main event. I have to say, that was the most memorable time in racing for me. Now, Brown wanted to send thanks to his father. He got him started in racing and keeps him going to this day. He says, Dad told me I was ready for this division. So, Roger's dad helps with the car and is basically the extent of his pit crew. He's the biggest reason for me being in the sportsman class, he says. Well, Roger is engaged and will be getting married this September to Stephanie. She has a daughter, Brittany, is 3 years old. Brown works for Honda R&B, designing Hondas. Hey, good luck with the rest of the season. Roger Brown, the number 03 sportsman driver. This program is largely generic. There are several photos, as you've seen. They keep it to all of the divisions across the board. There's no update from last week. I don't have an insert or anything of that nature. But it's a pretty nice local track program. Works out reasonably well. And the next feature is for Richard Hooper, the number 116 Pro Stock driver. And when Richard Hooper graduated from high school at 15 years of age in 1973, he started driving race cars. He started out in a limited stock at 605 Speedway. How he became involved with racing was by his dad, because his dad also raced limited stocks at Saugus Speedway. He won the championship there in 1967. Another factor in his racing attraction was traveling the country with Sonny Easley. Richard had a lot to say about racing and what it's meant for his life. I started racing way too young. I really wanted to be a baseball player, but my dad wanted me to race cars. Hooper quit racing for almost 10 years in 1982. In 1992, he told himself, if Lance and Ray, his cousins, can do it, so can I. And I know I can kick Lance's ass. Well, Richard says that Sonny Easley's death at Riverside was a devastation to a lot of people, but it actually got him back into racing. Richard says, I was getting bored, and his death brought back the racing, so I started up again. Hey, I'm 43 going on 20. At first thought, Richard couldn't even explain why he's been racing most of his life. He said, "I've been around it so long, I don't even know." But when I asked what it could be that kept him around so long, he knew the answer right away. "I like the high you get when you're driving a race car. It's the only way to put it." Well, Hooper used to race the sportsman division at Orange Show, but he likes the pro stock class better. "I have an old car built 10 years ago. I came back to pros from sportsman and been here ever since." What gets Richard through the race night is his crew chief, Bobby Campanella. He's really a floating crew chief. When I'm not racing, he pits for Mitch Connett. Mitch, Bobby, and I are like the Palmdale boys. Hooper understands it's his sponsors who helps get him through the season, and he couldn't resist saying, "Yeah, Brian Kelly helps me out a lot, but one of these days I'm going to spank that guy." Well, Hooper's especially grateful to Fred Gromley, car owner, and Henry Yeagan. Without Fred, I wouldn't be racing at all. I asked Richard about his favorite memory in racing, and he went back through the years to find it. "I used to race figure eights out at Saugus Speedway. Back in 1974, I broke the track record there. That was really exciting for me." Hooper also wanted to point out a little history for the Orange Show Speedway. "Yeah, my dad raced at Orange Show when they still had telephone poles, and I remember him getting hung up and eventually stuck on one of them." Oh, Richard is having a good season already here in 1998. He's currently second in NORA points. He also won the opening at Blythe Speedway and the opening at Orange Show Speedway. Richard has been married to his wife Donna for 21 years. They have 2 daughters, Virginia and Angela. He's been in business for 2 years with Hooper's Rear End Exchange. He, his brother, and his brother-in-law took it over after his dad ran it for 21 years. Well, congratulations, Richard, and good luck with the championship. That's it from Orange Show Speedway. Be sure to subscribe and like, and put your comments down below.